I'm a big proponent of utilizing games to help facilitate instruction in a classroom. Um, Games build on that competitive atmosphere that students naturally have among their peers, and I think games are a great way to get students engaged and excited. And when they're engaged and excited, they're more intrinsically motivated to learn, whether they realize it or not. So I went out and tried to find a few games that would be specific to the goals that we have in our district. One of which being developing personal finance skills among our students and preparing them to leave high school and go be financially capable of handling their money. I found STAX. STAX is a fun and engaging interactive game that introduces personal finance strategies. I believe it helps students prepare to managing their own money and eliminates some confusion, which I think is what drives most people away from financial management. Is helps STAX eliminate some confusion around financial terms and definitions. I would utilize this in my high school agribusiness course. It's not exactly ag related, it's just personal finance. It can be utilized in any sort of class. So let's go to STAX. STAX is presented by Next Gen Personal Finance, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. It's just a short 20-minute game that introduces a lot of information, but it's very fun and very engaging. You can play in a group or play alone. We'll play alone. So it gives you a little bit of information on how the game works. You start with $4,000, and essentially your goal is to see how much you can grow that $4,000 in 20 minutes, or in the game simulation, 20 years. All right, so you start off, like I said, with $4,000. It introduces you into different ways you can save and invest your money. The first of which is a savings account. If you, as you go through the game, you're presented these little boxes where you can click on and learn information, exactly what those definitions mean. What's an emergency fund? Money set aside for unanticipated expenses. Okay, I got it. The game starts. How much do I want to deposit? Let's put $3,500 in my savings account right away. There we go. Okay, we're off and we're running. All right, now we watch our timeline up here, and it's going to go. As this game progresses, you are presented with investment opportunities. It presents the stock market. It presents information on commodity markets. It presents information on gold, how to invest in gold, how to invest in certificates of deposit and government bonds and index funds. In just a short 20 minutes, it gives you a lot of information, but there's also that competitive atmosphere, you against the computer or you against anybody else in your class. It makes learning these things fun, helps introduce them, and makes all of this just much more manageable for students to comprehend. All right, so here's our next one. Next investment opportunity. This is where it presents certificates of deposits, and we go through the game. What I found after playing this game is that Next Gen Personal Finance has what I believe to be free semester courses, curriculum for 9 weeks, semesters, full year, middle school, an incredible amount of information that you can access and utilize in your classrooms. And what's neat about Next Gen Personal Finance? What do we see right here? It links directly to Nearpod. You can add these lessons directly to Nearpod, to your Nearpod account, launch that, and it will take you to your Nearpod dashboard, which we created, where you can begin to utilize. Yes, we want to add this to my library. Got it. Here we go. Now I can launch this right now, live participation, take those lessons, put them, utilize them in my classroom immediately. And as we've discussed before and explored in Nearpod in the previous video, there's all those ways we can help reinforce that information, recircle that information so we understand our students are grasping it completely and fully. I've always looked for good personal finance information and lessons. I think this would be a great one for anyone who has to teach that to utilize. They have other games to play as well. Would definitely encourage people to look into STAX and look into Next Gen Personal Finance.